This is a video to show you how to configure Google Analytics in Jira Service Desk and to make sure that the tracking information is being sent to Google Analytics. So the first thing, if you go into Apps and into Config for Google Analytics in Jira Service Desk, you put your tracking ID in here and press Save, and then that should save it. Next, you want to go into Google Analytics and make sure that you set up the project key, the project ID, and the Atlassian account ID. Now, in my property here, we've gone into custom dimensions within admin here, and we've set these up. This is for the first dimension, custom dimensions, this is for the second one, this is for the third one. You can see the scope is hit for project key and project ID, and it's session for Atlassian account ID. So if that's all set up, we can have a look at the Jira Service Desk portal. Now, when we load the page, let me just close this a sec. When we load the page, you should be able to see this site uses Google Analytics to collect usage data. This text here being there means that it should be sending information to Google Analytics, but how do we find out? Well, there's two ways, but they both involve going into this menu here. We're in Chrome. If we go into More Tools and Developer Tools, and we're on the Network tab here, and we can select this filter here. Now, once we just reload the page and let everything load up, we can search for collect. And you can see this data collection.html, that's actually this page, this bit of the page here. And then we have these two collect things here. If we have a look at the first one and scroll down and look at the response headers, we can see things like what can we see? We can see things like the name, it says data collection, Google Analytics. Jira says what the host name is, says what the name of the app is, and says that it's an authenticated user. Now this is sending information for me to look at so that I know that this instance is working, but so that's for the vendor. If we have a look at this one here, sends some more interesting information. This sends it for the customer, so this would be your Google Analytics ID, and it's showing things. So this is in the project called DS Apps. It's the project key is 10,000, and this is the my user key because I'm logged in. So this would be sending information for the customer. Now, if you had the Google Analytics Debugger tool, we could see some more information. This just makes it easier to see. So you can see that we've created a tracker called vendor here, and it's set the host name. Now this host name is where the app is hosted, and then it sends some things. So it sends that the name of the app, and it sends that there's an authenticated user. It just means that it's logged in. It also sends the page name, and this is the name of the page that's actually loaded, this little in an iframe here. So that's sending it for me, but more interestingly, also we create one for the customer as well, and the customer's host name is dsapps.atlassian.net, so that's this URL here. It sends the location of the page, which you can see here, and it sends the title. Doesn't look as if there's a title set here, and dimension 1 is the project key, dimension 2 is the project ID, dimension 3 is the user's Atlassian account ID, and then it says about the page view. So because you see this information here, it means that the app is working and it's properly configured.